Hello and welcome to the Matching Voices podcast, hosted by me, Gillian Gotzel, and sponsored by Catalyst, an investment platform that matches up investors and startups. This series of interviews is focusing on startups, but at the moment we're concentrating on Ukrainian startups because of the war in Ukraine, and more of that later. But Dyma Budorin, the CEO and co-founder of Hacken, a cybersecurity services consultancy company, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody. I'm from Ukraine and very proud to be Ukrainian and to be here.
Brilliant. Well, I want to talk about you first of all, and then I want to talk about your experiences, and then I want to talk about Ukraine. So you have a corporate background at Deloitte, worked with them for many years before you went out on your own. So what made you want to become an entrepreneur in a startup? You know, to leave the corporate world and to go into the scary world of startups.
I guess ambitious. At Deloitte, when you're working, they put this carrot behind you. That's every year you have a promotion, and soon in 25 years, maybe you will become a partner. So I was getting these promotions, but at some point I understand that maybe it's too slow for my ambitions. And I was always a little bit entrepreneur as a person, and I didn't go and start my startup from the day zero, from quitting Deloitte. I had also 1.5 years of experience working for government. And if Deloitte's speed was a little bit slow, the government speed was super slow. So yeah.
So you decided after that nice little rest to get out into the world, crazy world of startups. So
Yes.
is Hacken your first startup?
Yes, and hopefully the only.
Okay, founded in 2017, so relatively recently.
Yes.
Tell me what the idea behind Hacken. I mean, it's a cybersecurity services consulting company. So nowadays it does make sense because everybody's aware about cybersecurity. But at the time, what made you think this is the idea that I want to work on?
It's important to state that we started as consultant and service company, and we've choose the niche of blockchain industry, especially because there are a lot of vulnerabilities and a lot of hacks. So that niche was new for everybody, and it's a fair market, so that everybody can win a market share if he's active and efficient enough. So yeah, I think the niche was right, and we are doing good. Right now, we are not only like providing services, we're building products as well.
Okay, so I was looking at your profile on LinkedIn, and zero tolerance to scam and fraud. So that's like the mission statement, which is cool.
Yes.
And I think nowadays, like recently or last year, was it last year? Just when the lockdown was coming out over, the Conti gang hijacked our health service system, which we thought was most unfair because after the poor old medical staff, 2 years of lockdown, and then they had to do everything manually for a bit. Do you work at that level, or do you work at a more micro level for your companies?
Um, it depends, we have different clients. Most of the healthcare hacks, it's a sad thing to happen. Mm, some bastards are doing it, and but our key idea is to work in the space of Web3, in completely new industry, where the hacks are associated with direct loss of big sums of money. And as
Okay.
you know, in crypto space, in Web3 space, the hack means tangible number of funds that are being lost. So we see that there is much more action going on in our industry. So I would say it's is growing very fast.
Hmm. I mean, I think a lot of the hacks recently have been at bridges and stuff like that, haven't they? Where or
Yes,
exchanges.
yes, yes, absolutely.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of money
uh,
at stake.
a lot of money. Yes, like now like 600 million dollars hack is a new reality for the Web3 world.
It's hard to move the money afterwards, isn't it? Though, if they have get hold of any of the wallets that were used.
You can move small amounts, enough for living. You
Mm.
can cash out maybe 1 million per month, uh, which is um, which is okay. You don't need 600 million at once. You will not be able to buy Chelsea or whatever. It's not possible. So these hackers, they find a way to cash out small amounts. So unfortunately, the Web3 space is still don't have enough this preventive measures from enough effective preventive measures to completely block any possible way to cash out the money.
Who are your typical clients then?
As like we want the niche of crypto exchanges cybersecurity. We work with 26 out of 50 top cryptocurrency exchanges, so basically more than half of the market. And we also work with the blockchain startups, Web3 startups like DeFi protocols, NFT marketplaces, crypto wallets, metaverses, even though I don't believe in them, but let them let them be. So yeah, most of our clients, they build smart contracts, build dApps, and we check that there is no security breaches and hacker cannot pass.
Are you then one of the top companies in this space? Because it's very new, you're very niche, very important.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
congratulations. And how many staff do
Thank
you
you.
have?
At the moment, we are slightly above 80, 80.
That's a good number. That's a big paycheck each month.
Um, it's you don't have to think about the paycheck, you have to think about revenues. So the revenues and margins are pretty good. So we're able to accumulate and reinvest in new products.
And tell me, what have been the biggest learning? When I hear of a startup company employing 80 people, they're obviously going to be highly paid people because it's very skilled work that you do. I do think about the payroll at the end of the month. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, making it. But what things have you learned as an entrepreneur running this business? What's your main learnings, would
Yeah,
you say?
sure. We had ups and downs like any other startup. So when we initially launched, we didn't calculate properly our burn rate, and we were hiring new people without, like thinking ahead. And in 2019, we run out from the money, and we had to restructure the company, and we had to fire a lot of people. We shrink in size up to 12 people, maybe even 11. And after that, we had this, very good memory about how it's painful to live without money. So from that moment, we were hiring very, very slowly, and we were accumulating our reserves as much as possible. So even though our in 2021 was quite successful year, like more than 6 million USD in revenue and more than 3 million USD in profits. We didn't pay any dividends, and we keep these funds for further expansion.
That's very good. The amount of profits from your revenue, very, very strong. Of course, you're not selling product. Well, you're doing some products, but you're not like shipping out bags of dog food or something like that. So the profit can be higher. Very impressive though. What have been the major impediments? I mean, obviously you ran out of money. That was a big problem. What other impediments, what other difficulties do entrepreneurs face?
Sure. You have to, when you start a startup, you have to do vesting to all your co-founders. and you have to have very clear signed agreements for who is doing what and what he is getting in exchange. Because obviously when you found the company, then this got a share, this person got a share, this got person a share. Then someone stops working, then someone have a fight with some other co-founder, and you have and when the things are not going well, most of your energy is spent on things like to get out from the fights with co-founders. So we had 6 co-founders and around 18 investors from the day one, and that was a big mistake. So we it's better to start low and to start small and to have very clear vesting schedules for shares in the company. And for sure, you will, after 2 years of working at your company, that they
So
don't
can you repeat from after 2 years? Sorry, you froze.
yeah, sorry. So after 2 years of working together, for sure, your team will not remain the same. Some of the co-founders will not work or will change their role in your company. So it's important that it's reflected in the shares of the company. So if the person is leaving, then he should get like not like 20% of the company. He should get like 3. So this is very important for startup founders to be aware of.
You have a very diverse team, a lot of women on the team. Is that on purpose or by accident?
Women are much more responsible than men, so it's good to have women in the team. It's not all the time. It's just it doesn't matter. Like if the person is skilled and organized, then we're happy to get them on board.
And then tell me, Ukraine and the war in Ukraine, the invasion of Ukraine, your Hacken has not stopped working, it's kept on going, but it's had huge pressures, and members of your team have some stayed, some joined the fighting. It's been a very difficult. I mean, if you thought 2019 was tough when you had to sack half your employees, you surely didn't expect to be in the middle of a war in 2022. How have you coped?
That was a very difficult period. Like we are still in this in the wartime, but of course the first 3 weeks were very tough. It kind of helped that we moved everybody 10 days before the war, so majority of the team they were abroad in Spain on the 24th of February. So the thing that helped that we were all together. The second thing that helped that we as a company publicly announced that we started the cyber war against the Russian Federation, and we started to make certain actions. Another thing that helped is that we immediately donated quite a big sum of money, and this united all our company, and I think yeah, everybody felt that with such like everybody saw that the best thing that we can do is to be efficient, is to be hardworking, and to keep generating revenues, profits, so that the company can continue to help Ukraine as much as we can.
No, I think it's very impressive. And I think the word you want to get out is that Ukrainian companies are hanging in there, they're working hard. So people shouldn't be afraid of doing business with them, because you're not no more than the armies on the ground. Ukrainian business is still fighting hard to keep your customers and your business going, even through these very difficult times.
Yeah, of course, those who left in Ukraine, like it's normal right now. You have a business call with Ukrainian, and then in the middle of the call, the person is angry. We have the alert. I have to go to bombshell. Let's get in 1 hour. So right now it's a normal. But I think Ukrainians that are going through all these difficulties, they are becoming like the most efficient, brave people in the world.
I've heard that from another Ukrainian too as well. He said if VCs are looking to invest in business, choose Ukrainian businesses that are still going, because you've been through the fires of hell and come out the far side, and you've never been more battle tested. And I mean that in a business sense, going forward. So it's a very powerful message to get out. And then finally, Dyma, do you think I mean, you're helping your country through the cyber attacks on Russia. So you're helping us, you're doing a patriotic thing. You're also keeping the business going and the revenue going, so you can look after your employees, look after your customers. You have a fabulous niche. How do you see? Can you see the future, or are you just going day by day?
Oh, of course, we're planning our future. We're planning expansion, and this is we are not in the position to do on the operations. Like we are one of not a lot of Ukrainian companies are in position as us. Like we basically were not affected by the war, and a lot of companies are affected. So we have a very big responsibility to develop even harder our organization. And of course, we are planning strategically, and our R&D department is working pretty amazing. We have designed a new product during the war, and we are actively hiring right now Ukrainian developers in Ukraine. And like we have very ambitious plans.
It's amazing. I'm very, very impressed, Dyma. And I love the fact that you're going on, but you're going on, stronger than before and hiring more Ukrainians in Ukraine. So that's fantastic. Thank you very much for your time, Dyma. I really appreciate it. I applaud you. I applaud your resilience and your determination to keep on going, and be successful, not even just to keep on going, to be successful. So that's an amazing story. I wish you every success. I kind of think you don't need it. I think you're gonna be okay. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.